let's get into the main event of the day. All right, we're talking about the dark side of aesthetics, PED lies in the fitness industry. You guys, um, a lot of guys are on social media right now, and women too, right? This happens. This is for the women as well. Um, a lot of you guys are scrolling on IG and you're seeing your favorite fitness influencer, your favorite model, right? And you think this is the archetype body, this is the archetype body of success. And it's really not. Why? Is because you're comparing yourself to something that's not natural. It might not even be healthy, but this is what's being sold to you guys. The fitness industry, man, let me say this. The fitness industry is a performance theater, right? This is what it's turned into. Prior to social media, the fitness industry was really, it had its different lanes, but mostly it was about people getting in shape, becoming better versions of themselves, you know, a community of people pushing each other to be healthier. And then you had the other section, right? Which was the bodybuilding section. That was for a certain group of people. But there was more people in this stage of I just want to be in shape. I just want to have some muscle definition. I don't want to get picked on anymore. There was more of that. So there was more of a community of people that catered to that group. The bodybuilding community was very small. You know, it's grown over time, but it's still, uh, I would say today it's a lot bigger than it was before. You see a lot more people in it getting into it, but mainly the fitness industry was just about becoming a better version, healthier of yourselves. But now, man, it's become too extreme, right? It's become too extreme to the point where now the algorithm is rewarding, these extreme bodies that don't look natural, you know, and people are looking at these bodies thinking that, man, I need to get like this. It's not real, man. It's not real at all. You know, it looks good on camera, but this this is not sustainable. You're looking at a body that is in season, as I should say. It's an in season body, right? Because a lot of times there's different tricks that they use to get their bodies like this amongst amongst performance enhancement to get it to look like that. So this is not something that they're building from the ground up, right? This is not what, then they're not going to tell you this part, right? There's lighting, there's Photoshop, right? You can even transform the video now. This is how bad it's gotten, to the point where you can transform an actual video and change how your body looks. Before it was just Photoshop, right? Girls can make their ass bigger and plumper. Guys can, shrink their waistline and kind of define their abs, you know. But now there's so much technology, man, that people are just changing everything, and everything just looks too real now, you know. But people don't know, man. People think these people walk around like this all day, and they really don't. They might shoot content for about a month or two when they're on their cycle, and then once they get off their cycle, they their body changes dramatically because they're no longer having those agents, those performance enhancement agents helping them look how they look, you know. So, the PED culture, the steroid culture has been around for ages. It's been around forever, and it's not going away. It used to be an unkept secret, in the industry, but now with the emergence of social media, it's a lot more open now, especially with bodybuilders. But a lot of fitness influencers are not telling you that they're on these things, you know, because they need to sell you something. They need to tell you, hey, buy my 6 week program. You'll look like me. This guy's walking around with 6% body fat. There's no way in hell you can look like that year round. Because if you look at how a lot of these guys train, bro, they don't really even work that hard in the gym. They're not really strong. They don't really lift that heavy. You know, they got the quote unquote Hollywood muscles, as I like to say. You know, but a lot of the guys won't admit that they're on PEDs. You know, things like TRT, obviously, HGH, Anavar, Trembolone. You know, these are just some of the PEDs that guys take to look like how they look, you know, but they have to keep that image because they got to sell you programs. They have brand deals and sponsorships, you know. So, and then they're afraid of being canceled, you know. People always suspect that they're on some shit, but they can't prove it. So until someone can look at until someone can show their blood work online and shows what they're on, they're never going to admit it. Now, the bodybuilders, the IBB pro guys, they're starting to come out now and admit that, yeah, I was on this for this long. See, they're saying it after all that now, right? All the old guys like Ronnie Coleman and, Cali Muscle, guys like that, Coach Greg Doucet, like these guys, they continue to, now that they're done with that part of their life, now they're open about it, but still it's common now with guys exposing, or just saying that they're on PEDs or they use PEDs. But I would say for the majority of people that's on it, they're still not going to tell you that they're on it because they have too much to lose, man. So um you know they're going to sell you hard work. This is how you get your your biceps and triceps. This is how you get your chest and your back to look like this. But it's drugs. It's drugs. It's enhanced. So they're not going to tell you off that, and they're not going to tell you what happens when they're off cycle. They're not going to tell you what happens when they're not on those enhancement drugs, right? They're not going to talk about the hormonal crashes. They're not going to talk about the libido crashes, the lack of sleep that they get, the what else? Mood swings, right? Low energy. These guys feel like shit, man. They feel like shit. But here you are looking at these guys thinking you want to look like them. The whole time they're in the background suffering when they're off their cycle. This is the reality of the game, man. This is the reality of the fitness industry. We're not even mentioning the long-term negative effects it has on their liver, their heart, their organs. Look at some of these bodybuilders now that were around back in the 80s and 90s, bro. They look crazy now. Some of these guys can't even walk. Some of these guys can't even speak. They've had brain damage because the side effects had caught up to them, man. They've got liver and kidney failure. It's crazy, but they're not going to tell you that because the fitness industry now has become such a very capitalistic industry. It's all about the dollar. They got to sell you something. And and your favorite IG influencer that you're listening to, these guys have never trained anybody. They've never trained anybody. But here they are trying to sell you a program to be so you can be their so they can be your coach. Buy my program so I can be your coach. These guys have never trained one person a day in their life. You just see nice body, he might know what he's doing. It's not how it works. They don't have any receipts. I can give you receipts on top of receipts. The last decade, you're looking at 10 years of experience right here, live and direct. I got receipts for days. Guys can't show you nothing, man. They're just going to show you the physique. They're going to show you the end product. You're not going to look like that year round, man. And I tell guys all the time, man, you shouldn't even want to be. Look, if you're 30 and above and you're busy and you're trying to figure out how to balance fitness, a six-pack shouldn't be your main priority. You got kids, a wife, full-time job, maybe a side business, and you're just running around and you're trying to make time for fitness. Look, man, I'm not even going to tell you right now a six-pack should be your main priority. No, 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 no. I want you guys to just be healthy. I want you guys to be at 15% body fat and lower. That's it. I don't need you guys to be at single-digit body fat. I don't need that from, not when you're 30 plus, 40 plus. I don't need that from you guys. And you may not even want that because of what it takes to even get that and keep that year round. It's a lot of maintenance, man. It's a lot of things that you're going to have to give up that you may not have the time to give up at that moment. So I'm saying to you guys, just be healthy. Stop looking at these IG influencers, ladies too. A lot of these girls were former strippers posing as IG influencers now. Watch out for that too. There's a lot of former strippers now that are IG influencers. They just know the right angles. They probably just started working out, so they look good now, better. But a lot of these girls, man, they're former strippers posing as IG fitness trainers, trying to sell you a booty program when the booty's bought. That booty's bought and paid for. So it's a lot of fluff out here, man. It's a lot of fluff out here. So I tell you guys, just going back to you guys, for my men out there, you should not be aiming to look like the IG influencer because there's a whole nother side that you don't even realize that I just broke down. Right now, you know, but what should you really be training for, man? You should be training for strength, stamina, energy, and presence. Strength, stamina, energy, and presence. You walk into a room, you want people to notice, you know, that this guy's in shape. This guy has discipline. You want to be strong, be able to lift things off the ground, no problems. That transfers into everyday life. Picking up your kids, picking up your girl. Hopefully she ain't too big. You know what I'm saying? Energy, man. You got to be able to move around. You guys are working long hours. You know, you're a family man. You guys need energy to be around for your kids. And, you know, that's what working out does. It gives you more energy. It just keeps you present, keeps you in the moment. Your mind isn't worried about going to crash and take a nap or go to bed. I got enough energy to go out and do this. I got enough energy to do X, Y, and Z. I got enough energy to play with my kids. You know? So that's what I want you guys to focus on. You know? That's what I want you guys to focus on. You know? So, but man, yeah, that might be it for today, man. Fire ass show. Today was a really good show, man. You know, I really want you guys to understand that everything that you see, man, is not gold. You know, everything you see is not gold. That shredded body, that 8% body fat that you see on your favorite IG fitness trainer, you know, it comes with side effects that they will never talk about. But they need to convince you that this is a realistic body to have. And it's really not. I only talk about realistic things over here. Everything that comes out of my mouth and the solutions that come out of my mouth to you guys is always going to be realistic because I know where you guys are coming from. So I need to put you guys in the best possibility situation to win. Because if I don't, then I failed as a trainer. I failed as a coach. And I'm not in the business of failing. I'm in the business of winning. Because this is the winner's diet. This is what we preach. So take that and run with it, man. I appreciate you guys.